Good morning. It is a beautiful Easter Sunday morning. It's wonderful to be here. Lovely to look out my window to that gorgeous sunshine. And I'm Boundy, psychic medium, bringing you the daily Lenormand card spread reading. Although today, again, it's not the Lenormand, it is the Kipper cards. So let's go over to them and see what surprise there is for us today. Here we go. Tune into your psychic senses and abilities, remember. And I'm going to close that one off. Nearly left it there. Here we go. What we have is, now that was supposed to be down to naught. I checked it too. Yeah, well, that's all right. And that is all right. Here's the Kipper deck. It's the beautiful artwork of Ciro Marchetti. It's the reason why I've got these cards, because I love the artwork. I've been collecting more of his art products as much as I can anyway at this point in time. So here we go with Ciro Marchetti's artwork in these beautiful cards that is the Kipper deck. Now I will be using the guidebook for this because I'm still getting and gathering the info as I'm learning and sharing that with you. So now I'm going to zoom into the cards so that is all we see is the main three that we're reading. And there they are. And I'll take the guidebook. I'm going to just read them from the left to the right. So it's what is brought to our energies in whatever form that takes as our past as such. So it is past, present, future type of reading, instead of what I've been reading through the week has been the home, the central energies, and this is still the central energies, the main thing, and that is the workspace. This I'm going to read as past, present, future style. So we're going to be pointing to the thoughts at the moment. Card number 16, and I was quite interested to see two of the cards from yesterday coming back in today. And for those who saw that yesterday will know which ones they are. So our thoughts, or what are our thoughts? This card represents the thoughts of a man. The questioner is interested. Hang on, I might have read that wrong. Let's just read the words flat. This card represents the thoughts of a man the questioner is interested in. Right. Oh, so it's the thoughts of someone that you might be interested in as a man. No? This must be the Sunday morning. This card represents the thoughts of a man the questioner is interested in. So thinking of the masculine. So his thoughts are positive. Unless it touches other cards. Well, I don't do that in these types of readings. So this card is perhaps Kipper's great gift. At last, a card directly addressing thoughts and matters of the mind. So this card is generally positive, which I always take the positive anyway. Why think of the negative? It's only putting things in that you don't want. So don't think of what you don't want, think of what you do want. That's the positive. Here we meet the artist in his studio, adrift in his vision and struggling to realise his perfect portrait of a lady. While traditionally called his thoughts, it may also represent the sitter's own concerns, preoccupations, and observations. Oh, obsessions even. That was the word that's here. I put observations in. Anyway, read the cards around it. Nah, not do it. Well, the cards around it is sudden wealth and expectations. But that's how we do the readings, isn't it? We read them all together. And then the card above, this is going into those that are above and below, and the rest, that references are gone to below. So thoughts may reveal things that you didn't want to know. More abstractly, it can also describe a thoughtful person when next to another card or another character card. What I've found with the Kipper is there does seem to be a lot of character cards. In this one, well, we actually haven't got them today. So I would say it's not really quite that abstract a thought pattern today. It's more practical. So it may even indicate that you need time for contemplation and meditation, which is interesting because we have a card that will reference to that. and that's the expectation card. But let's not get it in front of ourselves. I'm going to read sudden wealth now. This was one of the cards from yesterday, and so was expectation. So it is more referencing that is sudden wealth. It's a pretty obvious card as far as, you know, the label is sudden wealth. That is what it means. So it shows us the slot machine with all the sevens, which we haven't quite got into focus here unless I can get it right up. Let's have another look, see if that brings it even more clearly into the picture. Does it? Well, it sort of does. Let's have a look. Since I'm reading that one, we'll do the biggest magnification. So it's your lucky number. Gold coins are splashing out onto the casino table. This card could mean a lost check that comes up, a monetary gift, a larger than anticipated tax refund, bingo win, anything like that. So what you're needing to do is you can feel safe now. Sudden wealth announces sudden affluence, gain or profit in your job. It also shows a secure partnership, so you can be drawn on you can draw on unlimited resources at the moment. But avoid being wasteful or boastful is the warning with this card. So it's usually money you don't have to work for, such as, you know, the windfalls, lottery wins and that type of thing, or a bonus, money found from an inheritance even. So close to significant. When it's not about money, it can describe a nearby card as a lot. Yeah, so here we go. We've got a lot of thoughts and a lot of expectation. Now, look, it's the sudden wealth. How do you feel wealthy? I don't tend to think that wealth is as much money, but as our abundance and how we feel really rich from inside and move that into what is our outer realm, the more physical and, you know, our environment, the things that we're living within. And here we go with expectation. And I was a bit surprised when I read this one yesterday because it wasn't quite what I expected it to be. And now I can't remember what it was. So hence why I'm reading it from the book. So here we go. Let's have a look. I'm just looking up the book yet. Good morning too to Dee. Lovely to see you here joining in. I finally realised who I'm seeing. I hope you're going well. Dee, howdy. Anyway, let's get back to it. So here we meet a resigned and slightly somber lady gazing out the wide windows over a misty orchard. So church bells toll in the background. Is that a locket dangling from her lace choker, holding a picture of her friend? Yes, she's waiting with clasped hands. Literally, this card means a pause, a waiting period, no forward motion. So more abstractly, it's a time for the observation, reflection, contemplation, thinking things through, patience and non-action. So let events ripen of their own accord. Now, as you know, there can be quite a few meanings for expectation because, you know, you're expecting things to happen. You're waiting with anticipation. But it's the pregnancy was the one that first popped into my mind because I've moved through 4 of those. And that's what first came to my mind when I was reading this yesterday was the pregnancy. But the expectations in that, whoops, I'm trying to move that back to the center. So we've got all the cards there. There we go. So as you are expecting, there's something that you're expecting. It's that anticipation and excitedness of bringing something into life and knowing, you know, the unknown, but the knowing, you know, that's what first came to my mind. But in context of how they've written the meaning in this guidebook, and remember, guidebooks are only that, they're a guide. They're not something that is set in concrete about how we must think about something. It is the absolute, it's not. So that when we actually combine some of the thoughts that are in the expectation card with the ones that the explanation that's in the thoughts card, it really does solidify in my mind for today that we are more about the thoughts and thinking and bringing into reality what are our thoughts and ideas and what we are wanting, what we desire, what is the depth of those thoughts and the desires and our expectations of what is in our life. Are we putting the right thinking mode on? Sometimes we can be selfish, but in a self way that's not going to be that is the greed and the gather because we want everything, or we're fearful of missing out on something, and all the rest of it. It really is putting in those thoughts in our life that is for the good of humanity, that is our desires to move forward in a real and authentic has been a word that's been bashed about a fair bit over the last couple of decades, I think, at least in my own experience. But it's being that real, that reality, that is it is for the good of all, that you're not harming anyone, that that the Wiccan style of thought, there's a phrase I think that's harm no one. That's the type of thoughts that I'm feeling at the moment of what's coming through from Spirit, is bringing in that is the good in all, that is going to help encourage and grow that is ultimately the unconditional love that we can experience, that we really, growing into that, or experiencing that, or just knowing, click of the fingers that we have it, because we do. It's there. The life experience itself is sometimes what gets in the way, and we need to think about and have those reminders. And I think we've got that in these cards today. And sometimes that sudden wealth, as I said, it's not always just the riches of money and gold and all that sort of stuff. It is the wisdoms that we hold within. It is that love that we have within, and that we have around and about us. Let it spill out and be that perfect expression of who you are in this world. So that's what I'm feeling around these cards, that it really is an overall put those, the thoughts, have them become clear to you in the positive ways. Anything that is negative, chop its little head off. Go, have positive thoughts. Bring it all from that loving center of you, your soul, your beingness, and expand that out and into the world. Let it spill out, let it spill over. So that's what, and I should have had me here for that, but that doesn't matter. You had a little circle of me doing the oh, goodness, we've got the Easter Sunday today. It really is a day of renewal, excitement, adventures, the anticipation of what may be ahead of a new day in the day itself, but also from that is, what is your belief system? What do you believe? How are you expressing that in your living your life? And grow and expand that is love. That's what I'm going to leave you with today. So thank you for being here. And especially to those who are on the Instagram, I do see you've been there, Dee. Be lovely if you could just make a little comment, just so that I can put it on the screen. It'd be wonderful, but not an issue. The Instagram lives do go away. They delete them. They don't last. So it's one of those fleeting moments of being able to see people do their thing, isn't it? I'm going to leave it there. Have a wonderful Easter Sunday for those of you who do celebrate Easter. Blessings to you. And for those who are just enjoying a wonderful public holiday, enjoy that too. We're in a very unique and interesting world and a moment in time in our history. So live your life to leave that legacy for those who you leave behind when we finally get to that other place. Why did that get added? Spirit does funny things with my mind at times. Have a wonderful day. Be the best you that you can be, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.